Sulam, Bine Sulam, Yumi Abyam. Bless these toes and heels and feet. May we always walk on sacred ground. Bless these calves and thighs and knees. May we know when to stand and when to bow. Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Yumi Abyam, Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Yumi Abyam. Bless these hips, this pelvic bone, with holy rock and holy roll. Bless this spine, may we undulate. Sacred bridge between the worlds create. Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Yumi Abyam, Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Yumi Abyam. Bless this belly, laugh, digest. May we do good work and get good rest. Bless these lungs, expand, contract. May we breathe life in, exhale God back. Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Yumi Abyam, Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Yumi Abyam. Bless this heart, open wide stronghold. As we love, may we be bold. Bless this voice, may we vibrate free. Seed transformative community. Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Yumi Abyam, Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Veine Sulam, Yumi Abyam. Bless this tongue, may we taste sweet, abounding bliss each time we meet. Bless these lips, may we kiss the sky. And as we come together, may we fly. V'hinei sulam, v'hinei sulam, v'hinei sulam, yumi avyam, v'hinei sulam, v'hinei sulam, v'hinei sulam, yumi abyam. Bless this nose, may each scent unfurl, rememberings in all the words. Bless these eyes, may our gaze be clear, perceive, release, and heal our fear. V'hinei sulam, v'hinei sulam, v'hinei sulam, yumi abyam. V'hinei sulam, v'hinei sulam, v'hinei sulam, yumi abyam. Bless this body, miracle, yes. May we live as one divine caress. Bless this body, miracle, yes. May we live as one divine caress. V'hinei sulam, v'hinei sulam, v'hinei sulam, yumi abyam, v'hinei sulam,
Chodesh Tov, everyone. If you've been with us for a few minutes, that was Holy Taya singing her song Sulam to warm us up. I couldn't quite bring myself to cut that off. I was enjoying it myself a little too much. So, Chodesh Tov to you all. My name is Ketzira, and I'm very pleased to be here with you again tonight to celebrate the turning of the moon and the turning of the month and the turning of the wheel of our year. So I've been posting the link to tonight's Siddur in the chat room. I'll post it again. Let me say Chodesh Tov to Franklin, to Aluma, and to everyone else joining us. I can't see all of your names yet. Some of you are currently guests. I'd love to begin with everyone introducing themselves in the chat room. Tell us who you are and where in the world you physically are, because we are, right now it looks like all over the USA, but often we are a very international community as well. And as you are all introducing yourselves, I will go over tonight's service a little bit. It is the standard one that I use, but I see at least one name that is newer to me. And then with the guests, I'm not sure who it is, so I'm not sure if this is people's first time with Rosh Chodesh with me, or you've been here many times. So let's just do a quick review of our service. So we come together as a community each month to welcome in the new month, give thanks for the month that has passed, and ask for strength in the month to come, and finally opening ourselves up for receiving of blessings of divine energy. And it says on tonight's Siddur that we also take a moment to pause and honor Shabbat, which we don't because it's not Shabbat tonight. It has just finished. So the way our service works, as many of you know, this service I use here is based on one that I used in a Rosh Chodesh group I led out of my home for a while. And it's transitioned its way into the OneShul world remarkably well. So we begin by creating sacred space, connecting across the wires to each other. And we do that by singing ourselves into the space. So I'll ask you in a moment to share the name you wish to be known as and invoked into our sacred space tonight as. And then I'll sing you all into the space. And then we'll move into expressions of gratitude. I'll lead you in a chant, and then I'll ask you to share in the chat room what in the month that has come to an end, that is coming to an end, are you grateful for? And then we will turn the service over to Holy Taya once again for our prayers for strength. She'll lead us in our chant. And again, I'll ask you to share what it is you need strength for in the month to come. And then we'll talk a little bit about the month that's beginning, Kislev, and then a special chant for tonight to close us out. So welcome to everyone. Franklin, good to see you again then. It's your second time here. Newer name for me, as I said. I thought I recognized your name, but a newer one. Jenny, nice to see you. And everyone else as well. If you're wondering how to log in, click on the little menu button. It should be on the right. And if you click on that, you'll have two options to log in. One is through Facebook, and what that does is pull in a photo like you see for myself, Aluma, and Jenny, or you can log in as a guest, and then you can add your name like you see Franklin has. So a couple of ways to do it, however you're comfortable, but always great to be able to see names instead of just the word guest and a number. All right. One other thing, especially if you're newer to OneShul, especially with me in particular, that is probably important to share a little bit, is that I am a Kohenet. That is a ordained Hebrew priestess. My practice is one of very earth-based Judaism, as well as a distinct practice of honoring the feminine face of Holy One. For many, they will tell you, the Holy One is neither male nor female. In my religious order of Kohenet, what we do is we primarily focus on the feminine face of Holy One because it has been so neglected over the centuries. So to bring some balance back, that is part of our practice and what we do. I'll also mention actually Aluma, who's here as well tonight, is also a sister from my spiritual order. So that is my world and what I do. This Rosh Chodesh practice is my practice that I've been sharing with you all for some time. There are many ways to do it, and it's part of the wonderful part of OneShul is we weave together the many, many threads of Judaism and come together here, sharing our practices. So with no further ado, let's dive into our service tonight. So you're sharing in the chat room who you are and where you're from. And so now I do want to ask, what name would you like to be sung into our temporal temple as? And I'll share a little bit about where this practice came from as well as you're sharing your names. So when I began the Rosh Chodesh group here at my home, I have off to the side this little garden space that was a dedicated sacred space for many, many years. And there's a little arbor, and then you would walk through, and there was a circle space that was used for spiritual ritual and services. And so when we held the Rosh Chodesh service here, we would line up along the pathway in front of the arbor. I would enter first, and I would light a fire, and then I would begin this chant, and I would turn to the door, to the arbor, and then the next person would say their name, and I would sing that person in, and they would cross through, and they would join me. We'd both turn, and when the next person said their name, we would both sing that person in, and it would build, and it would build, and it would build as each person entered the space. So I invite you into that practice tonight with me. So as I sing you in, please in your own home tonight, sing everyone else in as well. So we can really transcend the boundaries of geography through our voices, through the wires tonight. So I'll ask it in the chat room as well. I'll take a little sip of water, and then we'll begin our Baruch Hu. And we are on page 2 of our Siddur, if you're following along at home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. What name do you wish to be sung into our space as? Baruch Hu, dear one, Shulamit, holy name. You have called on the light of your soul. Welcome home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Aluma, holy name. You have called on the light of your soul. Welcome home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Franklin, holy name. You have called on the light of your soul. Welcome home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Tayan, holy name. You have called on the light of your soul. Welcome home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. We have called on the light of your soul. Welcome home. 2 more times. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. We have called on the light of our souls. We've come home. Baruch Hu, dear one. Shekhinah, holy name. We have called on the light of our souls. We've come home. Just take a moment to breathe in this time and this place. Be here, be now. Breathe in connection, and breathe out cleansing. I know for some of us the sun has set some time ago and Shabbat has ended, and for some you're still in those twilight hours, in between those little final moments of Shabbat. So just be in that space. And even here in Washington, D.C., where the sun has been down for a few hours, still holding on to those last bits of Shabbat, just enough. All right, and thank you. Yes, whenever I find energy starts to move, I sneeze sometimes. Some people it's from the sun, some people it's from spiritual flow. So now we move into expressions of gratitude. You all know my feelings that it's so easy to think about the things that we think are going wrong in our lives. Our culture reinforces it at an incredible level. The popular culture reinforces that. Jewish culture, with the whole idea of blessing everything, tries to teach us to stay in a state of gratitude because everything we receive is a gift. Even our struggles can be transformed if we are able to focus them in the light of blessing. It doesn't mean they don't hurt. It doesn't mean there's not a struggle. It doesn't mean there's not pain. It just means that every experience is teaching us something, even if some days we wish we could stop learning for a few minutes and rest. So we move into our expressions of gratitude with Moda Ani. Yes, this is from the morning prayer service from Shacharit, but it is a song all about gratitude and being grateful just for really being alive. And so I use this for this part of our Rosh Chodesh service. I invite you to share in the chat room what it is in the month that is coming to an end that you have been grateful for. No matter what has gone wrong, and I'm sure there have been many struggles, there is something you can be grateful for. If you're here tonight, that means you have electricity. It means you have internet. It hopefully means you're warm and toasty in your home. So something is going right in your life tonight if you are even here. So let's honor and rejoice in those things before we move into those prayers for strength in a moment, where we ask each other to pray for what we help us pray for what we need, and we reach out to the Holy One in our needs as well. So for the ladies, it is Moda Ani. For the men, it is Modeh Ani. If you prefer masculine God language, it is Lifanecha and Vikayam. It's the second set. If you prefer feminine God language, it is Lifanaich and Vikayemet. So Use whichever you prefer. I will alternate, and then we will go into the English, and it will not matter, because English is not a gendered language like Hebrew. So this version is again by Holy Tea, and we'll jump right in as you share what it is you are grateful for. Moda ani lefanayich, Moda ani lefanayich, Ruach Chai v'kayamet, Moda ani lefanecha, Moda ani lefanecha, Ruach Chai v'kayam. Oh, we are grateful. Oh, we are grateful in the face of the one. In the face of the one. Oh, I am grateful. Oh, I am grateful for friendship and pets in the face of the one. Let's go back to the Hebrew. Moda ani lefanayich, Moda ani lefanayich, Ruach Chai v'kayamet, Moda ani lefanecha, Moda ani lefanecha, Ruach Chai v'kayam. Oh, we are grateful. Oh, we are grateful for the desire to deepen Jewish learning and being matched with a study partner. Moda ani lefanayich, Moda ani lefanayich, Ruach Chai v'kayamet, Moda ani lefanecha, Moda ani lefanecha, Ruach Chai v'kayam. Oh, we are grateful. Oh, we are grateful for anniversaries support of teachers. That's okay, Shulamit. I love a good challenge, and you should share whatever you're grateful for and not worry about whether or not I can manage to sing it. Moda ani lefanecha, Moda ani lefanecha, Ruach Chai v'kayam. Moda ani lefanayich, Moda ani lefanayich, Ruach Chai v'kayamet. Oh, we are grateful. Oh, we are grateful for months of rest and Hebrew songs. Oh, we are grateful. Oh, we are grateful for the OneShul community and all of you here. One last time in the Hebrew and the English. Moda ani lefanayich, Moda ani lefanayich, Ruach Chai v'kayamet. Moda ani lefanecha, Moda ani lefanecha, Ruach Chai v'kayam. And let's sing this as we. Oh, we are grateful. Oh, we are grateful in the face of the One. In the face of the One. One more time, sing it, speak for yourself. Oh, I am grateful. Oh, I am grateful in the face of the One. In the face of the One. And let us say, Amen. I will take a sip of water on that. So from this place of gratitude, we begin to move into the new month. We approach the edges of the new month. And with that, we become maybe more aware now of the edges of our life, the things that we struggle, the challenges that we encounter, those things, great or small, personal, worldly, cosmic, that we may be encountering, that we could just use a little support with. We know we can get through, we just could use a little bit of help. So let us share those things with each other and out loud with the Holy One. And if you don't want to share it in the chat room, then say it out loud where you are. Be specific in what it is you are praying for. Some believe that you don't have to say it. The Holy One knows what's in your heart. My own personal belief, my personal practice is there are so many competing needs in the world that it's only to our benefit to say it out loud what we need for ourselves, if nothing else. And then we put it out there to all the heavenly hosts, all those things seen and unseen, and the Holy One that encompasses all. And maybe by saying it out loud, we just tap that one woven string of the universe, of the Holy One, and it shakes loose what we need for ourselves, or we see what we need in a new light. So I'm a big believer of putting it out there, what you need, either to someone else or at least saying it out loud so you know for sure what it is you need. So I'm going to turn this part of the service over to Holy Tea again for Micha Mocha, which is a song of triumph, of challenge, of strength. And so we will sing this all together with her. And as we do, I will again invite you to share in the chat room, if you so choose, what it is you need strength for in this month to come, so we can add our energy to yours.
Back to the Mother, carry me, your child I will always be. Mother, carry me, back in the sea. Baby Madonna, mi camofa, and I bacoda. No ratigilo, to se fella. No ratigilo, to se fella. The spirit is blowing. Flowing and growing, Spirit is flowing through you and me. Hashem, guide me, be faithfully beside me. Hashem, guide me and bless how I live. The Spirit is flowing. Flowing and growing, Spirit is flowing through you and me. Shekhinah reside in me, oh wisdom lives inside in me. Shekhinah reside in me, holy Abba, that I bakodah. No ratahiro, Baby Madonna, mi camofa, nada bacoda. Spirit is flowing, no ratahiro, to se fella. No ratahiro, to Hashem, guide me, be faithfully beside me. Hashem, guide me and bless how I be. The Spirit is flowing, flowing and growing, Spirit is flowing, growing and growing, Spirit is flowing. Hashem, guide me, your feeling reside me, Hashem, guide me, your feeling reside me, oh holy, oh holy. Baby Madonna, mi camofa, baby Madonna, mi camofa, never bacodah. No ratahilo, to se fella. No ratahilo, to se fella.
May all that we have asked in our hearts and aloud, may all of those things, may we find strength in the month to come. For balance, for healing, for seeing with clarity and hearing with the openest of ears. Occupy discernment and deepen prayer, and to continue to voice what we need in relationship. Open to gratitude, and we'll come back around to healing. And let us say, Amen. So, we are moving now into the month of Kislev. And And sorry, was just looking for something because I wanted to show it to you. I'll do it this way so I can make sure I can show it to you. And we are moving into the month of Kislev. It is the month of winter. It is the month of Hanukkah. It is the month of the winter solstice. It is also the month of dreams. There's so much lore and tradition around dreams in Kislev. So I want to show you an image. This is something I've been doing for a while with you all. So let me switch so you can see. So this image is in your Siddur as well. It is, you may or may not know, you now do, I read tarot cards. This is the transparent tarot, which I love because you can overlay it to create these unique images that really can deepen your prayer and your meditation and your connection to the Holy One. And this, each month of the Hebrew year is actually connected to a card in certain traditions. So from left to right, you have Cheshvan, and then Kislev, and then Tevet. And so Kislev is the rainbow. It is the bridge between the month of harvest to the month of a bit of constriction, because it's the heart of winter. So it's a little bit different, but it's the month of dreams as well. And this is the month of balance, which somebody just said, Shulamit, Jenny just said, I believe, in the chat room. And it is a month of opposing opposites to create something magical and amazing and beautiful. And the rainbow, as you may know, is also a traditional sign from the Holy One. It is how, after the Great Flood, the Holy One said, I think we're going to fix this now. Wow, probably don't want to do that too many times. So it's also the same word for the bow is, keshet is the word for Sagittarius, the archer. So it's a bow, and it's a bow, and it's a bow. So a lot of different things there in that imagery. And there's a lot more about it. So this month of Kislev, there are multiple Torah portions about dreams and dreaming. And it really is a big month that is connected to the idea of dreaming, which makes sense because we're going into the darkness. We're heading into winter. We're heading towards the winter solstice. Even Hanukkah is connected to darkness and the solstice. There's Midrash that connects it deeply to the winter solstice because it always falls on a new moon, a dark moon, nearest the winter solstice. So it's very connected to the darkest of dark times of year, so we can go inside with our inner eyes and dream. And the sages teach, and I'm going to get this wrong, but a dream is, if somebody else gets this right, I'm about to try to quote Talmud and get it wrong, but every dream is a small part of prophecy. They have an exact percentage, which I suddenly can't remember. It's either 1/10 or 1% or something. Now I forget. But dreams are considered to be a level of prophecy in Judaism, and there's a rich tradition of dream interpretation in our faith. And so as we move into this month of dreaming in Kislev, I want to invite you, 160th, thank you, Alumai. I knew it was some number. I could have Googled it, but not fast enough. So last week, I, for some reason, got myself confused. I thought it was the end of the month. If I had looked outside the sky, I would have known the moon was in the wrong position, so it was not time. But the benefit was I started thinking a lot about tonight's service and Kislev, and I spent a lot of last Shabbat reading up and just sort of getting myself into the space. And as I was doing that, a chant came to me, which I want to share with you tonight and invite you into a month of dreaming and of beautiful dreaming and of prophetic dreaming and of personal dreaming, of good dreams. I definitely only invite you into dreams that bring rest and insight. And so I don't know what you will think of this chant. I'm not analyzing it too much, but I want to share it with you because it came to me as I was preparing. And if you're looking at the image on page 6, you'll see the word is chalom, which means dream, and around it are actually the letter samech floating in the space behind, because the actual letter that goes with the month of Kislev is actually samech, not the chet. The chet is actually with cheshvan. So that was something I thought was interesting. I got very focused on the chet. This text is actually based on a work by a woman by the name of Diana Metzger. She wrote what she calls the Invoking the Aleph Bet for Peace. And so the primary text is based on her work, and that idea that chet is the gate through which dreams pass, and just the shape of the letter in any form, but especially in this particular style that I chose for the Siddur, it is so clearly a gateway that you can pass through. So I invite you into this chant with me tonight as we invoke the life force, life, and the dream space in the month of Kislev. And I'm going to pull up an image of this on the screen so you can see the text as we chant together. Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom. Chet is the gate through which dreams pass. The dream is the word of the divine. The teachings of the ancestors call us to the way, the sacredness of life. Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom. Chet is the gate through which dreams pass. The dream is the word of the divine. The teachings of the ancestors call us to the way, the sacredness of life. Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom. Chet is the gate through which dreams pass. The dream is the word of the divine. The teachings of the ancestors call us to the way, the sacredness of life. Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom. Chet is the gate through which dreams pass. The dream is the word of the divine. The teachings of the ancestors call us to the way, the sacredness of life. Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom, Chaya Chaim Chalom. The way, the sacredness of life. The way, the sacredness of life. The way, the sacredness of life. Chaya Chaim Chalom. Chodesh Tov to you all. As you lay down each night, may your dreams bring you only rest, peace, and insight. May you have many rich dreams. May you have teaching dreams. May you have medicine dreams. May you have healing dreams. May you have balancing dreams. dreams. May your dreams bring you messengers of the Holy One that you can take in some form back into your waking life. And let us say, Amen. Thank you so much for joining me again here at OneShul. I will be back with you next month again for Rosh Chodesh services. May you have a wonderful, happy Hanukkah. If I don't see you before then, on December 1st, a couple of classes coming up. On December 1st, for those that may be interested, I believe our own Reb Patrick will be leading a class on converting to Judaism. Part of that is through the study at Darshan Yeshiva, OneShul's online yeshiva, which if you're interested, actually, it's not just for converts, it's for everyone. I actually did the class unit on the Wheel of the Year. We have an Erev Hanukkah service on the 16th, and we have Kabbalat Shabbat on the 19th with Ariella again. And then I'll be back on the 23rd for a Rosh Chodesh Tevet. And then probably in January, I'll be back again for Kabbalat Shabbat. Just took a couple of months off as life was happening to take a little breather there. But I do love it, and I hope to be back with you again in January for that. So please remember, you are OneShul. If you're here, you're part of this community. You support us through your presence. Through the teaching of classes, through leading services. If you've ever wanted to, reach out to Patrick. It's just patrick@punktorah.org. And you can lead a class, a workshop, a discussion, whatever it is you want to do here at OneShul. You can take classes at Darshan Yeshiva. And of course, punktorah is an ongoing blog. And of course, if you do appreciate what we do here, most of us are volunteers, but it does cost a little bit of money to keep the stream streaming and the lights on and the programs coming. So if you can find it in your heart and your wallet, just $5 goes a really long way. So have a wonderful month. Chodesh Tov to you all. I will see you again soon. Laila Tov.
Vahine Sulam, Vahine Sulam, Vahine Sulam, Vahine Sulam, Vahine Sulam, Yumi Abyam, Vahine Sulam, Vahine Sulam. Vahine Sulam, Yumi Abyam. Bless these toes and heels and feet. May we always walk on sacred ground. Bless these calves and thighs and knees. May we know